current champion do you have your eyes on, Holly?
What champion?
What current champion would you like to fight in your dream match?
In boxing, I fought at 40, 47, 54, and MMA, my majority of my career was at 35. I never got to box at 35, so I want to come back to 35. And
all the names in the 35 division are on her radar, for
Taylor
sure.
And Serrano, all the names are in that weight class, so I got my eyes on the prize.
What are your thoughts on Taylor Serrano 3?
Oh, I'm excited to watch it. Their fights are, I mean, those two girls, they always show up, they fight with heart, you know, they train hard, they go hard. I know it's going to be another entertaining fight, and I'm excited for it.
What does Amanda need to do to finally get a win?
ESPN.
What inspired this choice to go back into boxing?
I don't know, maybe it's just unfinished business. You know, my last boxing fight was maybe going to be at 135. And my opponent said, no, I want to fight at 140 because that was the belt I had, so it depended on whose belt we were fighting for. I always thought, man, I would have been able to have, you know, 4 weight division belts, so maybe it's just unfinished business.
Holly was a great champion. The women's boxing's never been bigger. So for her, who had the biggest women's MMA fight in history, to come back and do boxing, we think there's a chance for her to have the biggest women's boxing event of all time.
How did this signing come about? How did this?
Guys, question for both of you. A lot of big moves in the women's boxing space. What is the long-term goals, the plans that you plan on executing moving forward?
3.5 years ago when we partnered up and started MVP, we said we want to put an emphasis on women's boxing. This isn't an overnight trend. This isn't something that we've latched onto. It's something that we've intentionally and strategically invested in for the past 3.5 years. You're seeing the roster continue to grow with the announcement of Yolanda and Holly today, and you're going to see more and more added to that roster. Jake?
Yeah, no, this is what we set out to do, and the women deserve to be on the biggest stages and have the biggest paydays, and that's where MVP comes in and has changed the game forever.
His favorite fight of all time is Taylor Serrano 2, right? That's the best product in his eyes that he ever saw. So it doesn't matter the gender, it's about the quality of the product.
How do you make the MSG event even bigger than the first one?
It's on a pretty big platform globally, right? Live, all women's card. You'll announce 3 more fights next week, and ultimately you're going to have 2 undisputed fights and multiple unified championship fights. When you look at the caliber of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, there's going to be no event that's been in boxing like that for a very long time.
I'm excited. I didn't want to come back to boxing if it wasn't going to be something special, and to be able to be on this card and share this card with just everybody that's doing so much for boxing, so much for the sport, showing up, putting their hard work to the test, and to be able to be part of that is a good thing.
And what's your ultimate goal for coming back to boxing?
To get another belt. I want another belt.